evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, 2023. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, the Tullahoma Wildcats fall to Page in the second round of the high school playoffs. A black bear was killed in Shelbyville this weekend, and we'll have some video from Tullahoma's Veterans Day ceremony. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
Hi, my name is Ringo. Here at Barkview Senior Living, they're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Wildcats season ended Friday night with a 37-7 second-round playoff loss to Page High School. News Leader's John Gray broke down the game with head coach Coy Sisk on Saturday's fifth quarter show.
Second round of the playoffs, Tullahoma Wildcats made a trip up to Page and played a excellent football team.
No doubt. I mean, Coach Rathbone and that group, they do a really good job. Super proud of our kids. They play with class, they play with emotion. They did exactly the things that we ask them to do to represent our community well. And Page has got a really good football team. As you could tell, Friday night, got great size, speed. They're really dynamic in some certain positions. But our kids held in there, and battled right there. It really could have been easy for them there in the second quarter or even during halftime, to decide just to kind of fold up and be done. But the guys didn't. They continued to battle, continued to fight, continued to make plays. Just not enough this Friday night. It's like I told the Williamson County Herald was talking to me after the game, and they talked about how good a football team Page was. And I said, we're a good football team, they're a good football team. I said, we just weren't good enough. We weren't good enough to beat them Friday night. But I said, I really would like it if Coach Rathbone come back tomorrow night and we'll try again.
We have a different look at this thing.
Like to try again.
But, I was listening. I have some little problem with my legs right now, not wanting to work the way they're supposed to, and so I didn't make the trip. And I listened to Riley Darden, and one of the things that Riley was talking about on the radio was he said, one of the things he was talking about was how these boys and the Wildcat family respect you and love you and what you have brought, a working class man's attitude to a football team, and said, what in the world is Coach Sisk going to say at halftime? Down 37-7. And what do you say to these kids? And I said, and he said, I'll tell you what he'll tell them is, you got another half of football to play.
Well, absolutely. I mean, first of all, these guys have worked super hard. I told them last night after the game, they've set a standard of Tullahoma football that it'll be hard for people to match. These guys, you don't realize, have really played over their head all year long. They've been outsized a lot of times, but the guys get in the weight room, they work, and they're just as strong as any other team. Just might not have the size to deal with it. But at halftime, I don't share too many of those halftime stories, but at halftime it was, what are we gonna do? It's a decision that we have to make. and we go back out there and we battle, and we do what's right across our chest. We represent Tullahoma, we represent them with class, we represent them well, and we go out there and flat get after it. Because the thing is, if you don't believe, nobody's going to believe.
Page didn't score a point in the second half.
Well, and hats off to them. I mean, they took some guys out later on down the line, which is a smart thing to do.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, of course I did. You know? But you've got to take some guys out from time to time and get them fresh, but it doesn't matter. Our guys continued to compete, continued to battle, continued to push forward, and we put them in I put them in some bad position with onside kicks and things like that. But that's me saying I believe. We execute those things, we get the ball back, we get a chance. So didn't mind short field, didn't mind anything else. It's time.
When you play in a team like that, you got to pull every trick out of the bag and use it.
Well, what I'm saying, you're later rounds in a prize fight. So it's time to start swinging and keep swinging.
Been practicing those plays all year long.
Yes, sir.
We'll use them now.
Yes,
you
sir.
know.
So first quarter, winding up, and a 14-0 Page. Not exactly what we wanted, but it's come off mistakes right now. We haven't read keys correctly, and we understood that. And then, of course, the fumble on the special teams. So, really, Page not beating us, like beating us down.
Right.
It's just, we're making mistakes and kind of self-inflicted wounds right here. So, our kids are doing, like I said, they're doing a good job, and really proud of them right now. It's just 14-0 in that type of environment. All of a sudden, people start getting down a little bit, but you're going to be real proud of them because as soon as we get the ball back, everybody flips again. Getting able to get to us, so that'll bring up the half.
There we are, halftime. Halftime down 37-7.
Like I said, not exactly where we thought we wanted to be, but it's where we're at, and that's what we've got to deal with. So. Going at halftime, we correct a few things, and we're able to come back out, and we'll go back to work. That's it.
And there we go.
And look, that's the end of the second round of the playoffs. So Page will move on to play Centennial next Friday.
Who beat Shelbyville last night?
And that'll be at Page.
Along Highway 231 South in Shelbyville, a motorist crashed into a 450 to 500 pound black bear. After the accident, the driver had to call a tow truck due to the extensive damage on the front end of the vehicle. The animal that caused the crash is one that few encounter with their car. The animal was a black bear that weighed up to 500 pounds, according to a TWRA estimate. From nose to tail, the bear was 78 inches long, and its paws appeared to be about 7 or 8 inches wide. Tad Craig of Craig and Wheeler Realty and Auction said, quote, "We were all very sad to see him dead, but even more shocked to even see a black bear in Bedford County," end quote. The incident occurred in front of Mr. Craig's home. Evidently, the bear versus car accident happened on Saturday night about 400 yards from the Shelbyville city limits. Bedford County Sheriff's deputies worked the accident, and the Highway Patrol showed up to assist. According to the homeowner, he was alerted to the wreck when a Tennessee Highway Patrol trooper called him to say a dead bear was in his front yard, which Mr. Craig thought was a joke. After he made his way to the road this past Saturday night, he quickly realized the trooper was serious. After the wrecked car was towed away, something had to be done with the bear. A tractor with a scoop on the front was used to pick up the bear due to its girth. The deceased animal was then loaded into the bed of a TWRA game warden's truck. Craig said that he has hunted in Alaska and has hiked the Great Smoky Mountains for years and has seen lots of black bears, but this was one of the largest black bears that he has ever seen. And keep in mind that this bear was not in the Smoky Mountains, it was in Bedford County, just 400 yards from the Shelbyville city limits. Residents have been reporting seeing several bears around the area this summer, but this looks to be the very first confirmed black bear sighting in Bedford County. Be careful out there. And after these messages, we'll be right back.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
Welcome back. Tullahoma held its Veterans Day ceremony on Friday morning at South Jackson Civic Center. In this clip, Howard Thompson addresses the gathering.
North America was very different during the time of our first veterans. Only about 10% of the population lived in cities compared to 85% today. Philadelphia was by far the largest city with 46,000 inhabitants. Both number 2, New York, and Boston, number 3, were smaller than Tullahoma is today. And they were all under the rule of King James of England. The United States was founded in part because by the mid-1700s, the British government in North America became more and more oppressive and restrictive. Laws and taxation without representation led to colonial rebellion. They desired not independence, but equality with the British subjects in England. So the British Army was sent to Boston to force compliance and control. The Revolutionary War began when British General Thomas Gage ordered 700 British regulars to march from Boston to Lexington. Their mission was to arrest colonial leaders, Samuel Adams and John Hancock, and then proceed to Lexington to confiscate the gunpowder stored there. Due to the efforts of well-placed spies, these orders were very well known to the colonials. Paul Revere, Dr. Prescott, and others implemented a carefully planned mission to alert the Minutemen. In the early morning hours of April 1775, the British troops departed Boston. When they reached Lexington, just after dawn, they encountered 77 colonial Minutemen, standing shoulder to shoulder. The British outnumbered them almost 10 to 1. I cannot imagine the courage that it took to stand in the open and face such a force. They were less than 70 yards apart when the British commander ordered, "Disperse, you rebels." But before they could, a single shot was fired by an unknown person. A volley of fire from the British regulars immediately followed. 2 Minutemen in the line fell dead. Ensign Robert Monroe and Private Jonas Parker fell dead immediately. One officer, one enlisted man. Before the skirmish was over, 6 more Minutemen were killed, one on the doorstep of his own home. The British regulars failed in their defiant Adams and Hancock. They continued on to Concord. When they reached Concord about noon, they discovered that they were now outnumbered. Since the first alert that morning, Minutemen had continued to arrive from all directions. In the battle that followed, the British Army was stopped, turned back, and began a retreat toward Boston. Their mission was a complete failure. In the summer of 1776, representatives from the 13 colonies met and drafted a formal document declaring and justifying separation from Great Britain. We do not know its original contents. We do not know how many changes may have been made. We have no complete written account of their debates or compromises, if any. But we know exactly what they wrote. and exactly what they approved as the Declaration of Independence. That may have been the first time in history that one people voted to be free of another. And one of the most beautiful and profound sentences ever written in the English language is the second sentence of that document. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But as important as that document was, it did not create a new nation. It did not give a single person life, liberty, nor the pursuit of happiness. That would be accomplished by the sacrifice, service, and valor of the Minutemen, local militia, and later the Continental Army and Navy. The veterans of the battles of Lexington and Concord and the Revolutionary War were our first generation of veterans. They overcame enormous difficulties, endured extreme hardships, fought with great courage and determination to defeat the most powerful army on the planet. By winning our independence, they made possible the creation of a new nation, which eventually guaranteed those inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to all of its citizens. Those of us who have served as part of an unbroken lineage of veterans from the Minutemen of 1775 to the present, we have never failed our country. Veterans stand tall, be proud. We are only a small percentage of the population, but we have made a significant contribution to the greatest nation on earth. May God bless and keep the United States of America. Thank you.
We will air several other sections of the ceremony, but for the full event, check out our YouTube and Facebook pages. We'll be right back after these messages.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Welcome back. In this week's episode of Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny's Mayor's Message, he speaks with Coffee County Commissioner Laura Nettles.
Hello, I'm Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny, and welcome to this edition of the Mayor's Message. Once again, we have a super special guest with us that wears many hats, and I've had the great fortune of knowing her and her family for a very long time. Laura Nettles, she's a commissioner here in Coffee County, former employee of the Coffee County Sheriff's Department, longtime employee, and now works for the Coffee County Public Defender's Office. And as always, we like to give our folks an opportunity to tell the viewers in Coffee County about themselves. Laura, what motivated you to run for politics? What are your passions? What do you like to do outside in the real world? Just tell the folks about yourself.
Okay. Like the mayor said, I'm Laura Nettles. I'm a county commissioner, one of the county commissioners for District 3. I've been in law enforcement a good part of my life, going on 30 years. The last 21 years has been with the Coffee County Sheriff's Department. Most of that I was a school resource officer, but the last 4 to 5 years I was in investigations. This past September, I took a new role as an investigator for the Public Defender's Office. It's been a great experience, and I'm enjoying this new journey. Me and my husband We have 5 children and 9 grandchildren. So a good bit of my time.
Beautiful kids too.
Thank you.
And you know, I know most of them, I guess, are here in the community too.
They are.
Which
they
is
are.
Great for everybody. And
they all contribute to the community.
And District 3, just so you know, is in the Beech Grove area.
It is.
So it's a rural district. And I know that having the experience at the sheriff's office and some other life experiences that you've had have made your experiences now at the public defender's office very valuable, because you can see the entire picture of what's going on. And it's great to have somebody to make sure everybody's treated fairly in the judicial system. And if there's one person who has great integrity and a great personality and a great work ethic, it's Laura, for sure.
Thank you.
And I lean on her hard up here sometimes. She's on a lot of committees, and she's just a terrific public servant. She's a terrific commissioner.
Thank you.
And some people may not know, years ago, she and her husband and I and a bunch of other police officers, back when I was in that line of work, we used to go up and do security for the Titans games a lot.
Yes, we did.
We'd load up in trucks on a Sunday morning or a Monday night and run up there and work for about 8 hours, and we'd secure the stadium, and those are great times.
Great times. Have fun doing it.
We did have a great time doing it, and that's when the Titans had probably a 20-game win streak, and everybody was excited. And
yeah.
And her husband's was a great law enforcement officer, a great investigator, and some other members of her family. A guy named John Nettles. Did all my training when I was in private security, and taught me how to shoot and drive and fight and back in the day, and we just go back a long way.
We do.
But I appreciate everything you do, Laura.
Thank you.
And all the committees you serve on. And if anybody needs to contact Commissioner Nettles, you can go to our website and reach her through her email. Her telephone's on there. At any time, you can call me at the mayor's office, 931-723-5100. We'll make sure Laura gets the message. And anything else? What do you like to do in the office when you're not working?
I spend a lot of time with the grandkids.
How many grandkids?
9. So I have 9, and I like to do family things, and I enjoy outside, and I like going to all the arts and crafts shows. And
good for you.
So that's my fun stuff.
Well, we're proud to have you on the commission.
Thank
proud
you.
to have you working here in
glad
Coffee
to be
County.
Here.
Thank you for investing so much of your life and making our lives better.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the Mayor's Message.
We'll be right back with more news after these messages.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails. Welcome back. At the most recent Tullahoma Mayor's Quarterly Planning and Coordinating Committee meeting, Duck River Utilities' Randall Breaker addressed the group about water supplies.
Randall Breaker, Duck River Utility Commission. Things are strong with the water supply. As you know, the lake is pretty full. Actually, it's been really dry the last month, but the lake remains pretty full. They're actually letting it down for winter, so everything's good there. a lot of growth that we're hearing about, and just want to remind you that we are fully prepared for that at DRUC. We actually have twice the capacity that the communities that we serve need at this time, and are actually looking in 2025 to push that another 25% higher. So we can serve whatever you guys can get to come here. So bring it on. We're ready to go.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. On this week's show, we'll hear from Blue Monarch about their upcoming fundraising event. The South Jackson Young Artist Showcase is coming up this weekend, and we'll get a great preview. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1964 at 79 degrees. The record low was in 1907 at 18 degrees. Average high for this day is 60, and the average low is 37. Cloudy tonight with a low of 45. 20% chance of showers for Wednesday with a high of 62 and a low of 44. And mostly sunny skies expected for Thursday with a high of 69 and a low of 53. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.